And thank you for joining us. We're talking about the mass transit plan for Nashville. Up for a vote come May 1st. I have the folks here with the Transit for Nashville Coalition with me tonight, Dick and also Clifton. Thank you all for spending the hour with us. Lots of phone calls to get to. We're also live on Facebook tonight on the News Channel 5 Facebook page. I have a question from there to get to. But first, I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page with the Let's Move Nashville plan. Chris Conti put the story together for us.
Today is an exciting day.
You could consider it an unintended consequence. So much growth, so quickly, so few ways to get around.
It's a transportation solution that will create transportation independence.
So today, before a room packed with people, Mayor Megan Barry signaled a lane change of sorts for the city's path forward.
Traffic congestion has become a constant, and guess what? It's only going to get worse. We are not going to pave our way out of traffic jams.
The $5.2 billion plan, dubbed Let's Move Nashville, is as complex as it is expensive. By 2027, Nashville's first light rail lines along the city's busiest corridors will open. Gallatin Road, Nolensville Road, Charlotte Avenue, even Murfreesboro Road out to the airport will all see light rail lines. Engineers, though, haven't come up with designs yet.
How long does something like that take to build?
Well, it's not going to be a short timeline.
The most innovative part of the plan is a downtown tunnel beginning at Music City Central. That tunnel will run light rail and rapid buses beneath Fifth Avenue to a stop at Broadway. It will ultimately then travel to the convention center, ending with another stop near Sobro.
Why has this always been a difficult thing for Nashville to get behind?
I think it's been difficult because it's so expensive.
Paying for the project, though, won't be possible unless voters pass a referendum next year. That referendum will increase the sales tax, the hotel tax, the rental car tax, and the business tax.
Why are you pushing to move the referendum so quickly in 2018?
Well, you know, I don't think that this is a quick push. The state legislature gave us the opportunity to do this, and the voters in Nashville have told us repeatedly that they don't want to sit in traffic anymore.
Whether rush hour headaches, though, translates to support at the polls remains to be seen.
All right, so there's an overview of the plan for the Let's Move Nashville plan, what you'll be voting on May 1st if you live in Davidson County. I mentioned that we are streaming live on Facebook right now. Thank you for joining us if you're watching there. And Bill wrote in, and I think this is a great question. He says, I'm not sure how I will vote. We moved downtown from Murfreesboro to avoid traffic. This plan only deals with Davidson County. The surrounding counties are really the problem. The rail lines I'm paying for stop at the county line. Williamson, Rutherford, and Sumner counties still drive. How does this solve that problem?
You want me to take that? I think our plan began in 2015 in the aftermath of a plan that took about 3 years to develop from MTA and RTA, Regional Transit Authority, for those of you who don't know who that is. The RTA is comprised of Davidson County and the 7 or 8 contiguous counties around it. And officials, city officials and others from there developed for about 3 years the plan called N Motion, Little N Motion, and you can look it up, and it's a regional plan. And from there, then we are kickstarting our plan as a result of that plan, because obviously you can't do it the other way around. If you're going to start a regional plan and we are the destination point, then you start at the destination point and you work outward, and then each and every one of those counties, I'm told, are going to be holding referendums in accordance with state law. Which requires this to be funded through referendum, and each and every county is going to be having and holding their own referendum once we get started. It can't work the other way.
Right.
Otherwise, you end up with a road to nowhere. So we're starting this, but right behind it will be perhaps 6 or 7 other referendums and other initiatives around us.
And please correct me if I'm wrong, but when it comes to things like the light rail or the mass transit buses, the plan is to get people, I guess, basically to the Davidson County line, have park and ride areas, these mass transit centers, and then you could take light rail in.
That's correct. You have a choice. There are choices in the plan. The plan calls for approximately 24 transit stations located in different parts of Davidson County and downtown. And so with this plan, you'll have 10 routes on frequent buses that will run, and that will start this year. Frequent buses will start this fall. This fall, yes.
Every 15 minutes.
Every 15 minutes for 20 hours a day. And then you're going to have the rapid buses, and are they ever going to be cool? The rapid buses are going to be the new state-of-the-art electric buses. The terminal stations, or the transit stations, excuse me, are going to have level loading. so that folks like me don't have to, and Clifton here don't have to walk up and down steps anymore than we have to. So we're going to have level loading, which will also be good for others as well.
And Wi-Fi.
And Wi-Fi. That's right.
That's a big
but then,
deal
and then
these
you're going to
days.
have five light rail lines as well. So you're going to have choices, and that's I think the biggest component of this whole plan is that it's going to give people choices as to how they get around other than to get in the middle of gridlock.
But this plan also, we don't talk a lot about this part of the plan, but this plan also allows, for sidewalk expansion to create walkable communities,
because
safer
Nashville
communities.
is a dangerous city for pedestrians.
That's correct. You know. And so Nolensville, Pike, and Gallatin is two of our corridors where pedestrians have the highest rate of being hit by automobiles. And so this also puts in crosswalks and makes our neighborhood a lot safer.
Yeah, better sidewalks. Let's jump to the lines. So I mentioned we've got a lot of folks calling in. Kathy, thank you for hanging with us. Kathy, what's your question?
Hi, thank you so much for taking my call. I never miss OpenLine, Morning Line or OpenLine. Thank you so much. My question is this. I live in Old Hickory Towers, and it is for disabled people and senior citizens, and we have a Metro bus that comes here at 5 in the morning and 5 in the evening to get downtown, and that is it. And over half of us here, including myself, do not have a car. And I have lived here since I was 17. I'm now 65. To me, yes, I'm voting for this. We need bus stops, especially at these retirement communities. We don't even have service like, even a church that would come and take us to Walmart. Nothing. And to have a bus come, y'all, at 5 in the morning and return you at 5 p.m. to even go downtown to the beautiful library, which I love, or even, you can't get there. For me to get to my mother's in Donaldson, one last thing, and then I'll let y'all comment. There is a bus terminal on Myatt Drive, close to Old Hickory Towers. But I would have to take the bus at 5 a.m., and then go there, or walk there to Myatt Drive, 2 miles, to get a bus and transfer downtown to get to Donaldson to Cottage Lane, to my mother's, who's elderly and not well. Now, when we've got, buildings like this, which Mayor Berry just did a ribbon cutting, $3 million renovation, and we have 2 bus routes a day, 5 a.m. and 5 p.m. So if you leave at 5 a.m. and want to go downtown and go into the Gulch, go to the Johnny Cash Museum, Patsy Cline, you can't do it.
Right, you're in downtown all day. Well, Kathy, let me see what these gentlemen have to say, because that is a problem. You can't expect people to just have two stops a day, especially when you're living in a retirement area.
Well, Kathy is exactly right, and this plan is designed to help the folks that need it the most, such as Kathy, our senior citizens, our single-parent mothers, people with disabilities, people without cars. And it will allow Kathy the opportunity to be able to not have to catch a bus at 5 in the morning and then wait for
Well, how is that going to happen? Give me the specifics.
Well, she'll be able to catch a transit or a bus, at the nearest station where she is, and if she's more than, is it a mile from that, then this plan calls for a connection with alternative vehicles like Uber and Lyft to be able to take people the last mile to their destination. But it allows her to be able to get out of her home and then to go to her doctor's appointments, to go to her optometrist appointments, or to be able to go visit her mother without having to get into a car. And it gives her an opportunity to be more mobile.
Sure.
And this plan is designed to help individuals be more mobile, live and work and play in a community, that allows them access to the things that they didn't have access to before, as well as go to the grocery store.
That's very important. Dick, I know you're chomping at the bit over
No,
there.
I'm not. In fact, he just said the word, and I really feel bad because someone was explaining this plan. This plan is unfolding. This is an issue being talked about as we speak. I was at lunch with somebody today. They started to tell me about access and how they're going to do more with it, with having these designated buses, and it's being developed. And it's not. I mean, this whole plan is going to, when it comes down to developing it and fully getting it up and running and moving, it's got a lot of work to do. But I can assure you that...
Which is hopeful, but it can also be scary, especially for the people who often feel like they get forgotten.
They're not forgotten in this.
They're not forgotten.
They're not forgotten. In fact, disability, senior citizens, you know, I mean, we're fighting for senior citizens every day, aren't we? But being one.
I am one.
I am one too. But anyway, my point is that, for example, in this whole plan, seniors, those with disabilities, are going to get half rates. Children under age 18 are going to get half rates. Folks under the poverty line are going to get free access to transit. So, but this thing of access is being talked about today, and it's going to develop. And I want everybody to understand that the plan, while it's been well developed and it's as far as a conceptual plan goes, there's a lot of work to do. And I would suggest to everyone listening and tell your friends that as this plan finally gets into final form, every member of the Metro Council is going to be involved in this. So please go to your council person, put in, weigh in on this thing, because the Metro Council their work's just getting started. They're going to have a lot to say about this because it's going to travel with all these transit stations throughout the county. It's going everywhere. So everybody's going to have a lot to say about it, and it's going to be a real good role. We've got a great Metro Council, and let's get them engaged and get them going. And I suggest to all of the people listening and viewing here tonight that just stay in touch with your member council, because they're going to be up to their neck in it.
All right, we have to take another quick commercial break. I see you. Let's see. We have Sheila and Taylor and Alice and many more folks on the line. I'll get those names, and Jeff, it looks like. So I'll get those names during the break, and we'll get going on these phone calls. I promise. Stay with us.